Hi, I'm Becky Swan from Crafter's Companion, and I'm here to show you our latest set of storage templates. This one is for the detachable pouches. You can see you're going to make two pouches that snap together with some snap fasteners, and you've got loads and loads of space in those, and you've got a nice clear pocket at the front where you can see all the way through using some vinyl. This is the little pouch you're going to be making. So there's actually two of these which are attached with some snap fasteners in the middle. So they've got a nice big zip over the top. When you open them out, you can see you've got loads of space in here. You've got a little pocket as well. You've got this gorgeous glitter vinyl over the front, and the other side is exactly the same. So great for toiletries or any of your crafty supplies. So here we have the envelope that you'll get your template inside. We've given you all the information that you could possibly need inside here, including on the back. We've got the details of all the fabric and the measurements you'll need, as well as any other bits of haberdashery like your snap fastening kit or zips, and details about your sewing machine as well that you may need to use to put this all together. You'll also be getting your template here. Now your template is a large sheet of acetate which has got all the overlapping parts of the bag on there, and we've given you the information on there about how many of each thing to cut out, detailed on the actual template as well. So you've got all the information there, but you do also have the information inside your little booklet, which you're going to be getting in your pack too. So we've given you the template information just down here, which is all detailed out in red depending on which item you're looking at, as well as a cutting preparation list as well. And we also talk about cutting pieces of binding, so we've got the information down there for the binding that you need to cut before you start putting everything together. So here we have all the different components in order to make these double detachable pouches. So you've got your outer fabric over here with some wadding, which we've adhered to the back of that to give it a bit of structure. We've also got the lining fabric, which has got some medium weight interfacing attached to that as well. And we've got the other components in here too, in all those different fabrics. So you've got your side panels, you've got your inside panels, you've got your vinyl here, and that's to make that vinyl panel. You've also got pieces for your side panels down here, and also your zip tabs and your binding. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some binding. So we're going to take our piece of binding fabric and we're going to fold it in half and just press that down. And then we're going to fold those two edges into the center point and then fold over again, and that's going to create a nice edge to the binding. But we're going to use this binding strip for going over that vinyl panel. So we'll take the vinyl panel and we're going to place that in between those two sections of that binding, and once it's in place we need to pin it or use some clips, and then we're going to stitch along to secure it. The next thing we're going to do is do the side panels. So we've got the lining piece, which has got the interfacing on the back, and then we've got the outer piece, which has got wadding on the back. Now we want to put these wrong sides together, so it will look like this when you come to use it. So you've got your outside fabric and your inside fabric down here. Now we want to pin that or clip it all together so it's in place, and we're going to fold it over to create a little dart in the side here. So this takes a little bit of organising, so we're just going to make sure it's in exactly the right place, and then we're going to stitch along down to 2 inches with the sewing machine to create that little dart. Okay, so that's all stitched now. We're just going to press that out, and what we want to do is we want to put a little more of that binding over the very top of this piece side panel here. So do this in exactly the same way as we've done with the vinyl pocket or the vinyl panel, and we're just going to put that little piece of binding over the top so it looks like this. So next we're going to be doing that inside pocket. So we're going to take the two pieces, one's the outside piece, one's the lining piece with that interfacing, and one's just the contrasting piece. We're going to put them right sides together, and we want to stitch along the top edge. We're going to fold it over, and then we're going to give it an iron, and we're going to stitch over the top again just to give a nice finish. We're going to make the little tab for the zip. So we've got some fabric, we folded it in half and then folded those raw edges in again. Next we want to put the zip into the panel. So we've got the outer panel here and we've got that facing up, and then we want to place the zip facing down, and so we're going to secure it along that raw edge just there. And we want to take our lining piece and we want that facing down, and we're going to sandwich the zip in between those two pieces. So you want to put a clip in here or some pins, and then you're going to stitch all the way down using a zipper foot on your machine. Then we're going to attach the vinyl panel to the rest of the zip. So we're going to do it in exactly the same way. So we're going to take our panel with that binding that we've got on the top, and we are going to place that on the top of the zip, and we're going to stitch it again using our zip foot on our sewing machine. So we just stitch all the way along to finish it off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the base panel here. So we've got the lining base, and we've also got the outer piece, and so the lining's got the interfacing, the outer piece has got the wadding in there. So we want to put those two pieces wrong sides together, and we want to do some stitching all the way around the outside just to secure it all in place. So just use a wide stitch or a long stitch on your sewing machine, like a basting stitch, to put it all through. So now we want to attach the side pieces to the base panel. So we've got the side pieces we've already put together. We want to make sure that we're putting those right sides together. So we're using the outer part of the fabric. It's going to look like it's the inside of the fabric, as it were. So we're going to put them this way. So the light pink side is actually our lining. We want to just put them together, and we're going to stitch those two pieces together with the sewing machine. So we now want to add your base panels with your side panels. We're taking the two side panels and we're putting them together, so you can see you've got your lining fabric facing the other piece of lining fabric. So we're just going to place them to either end. We're going to clip them together, and we're going to stitch them in place. And you do the same with both side pieces to that base panel. We'll place the vinyl across, and again we'll clip that all in place, and you can see it all matches up. We're going to be stitching around here. So we're just going to sew all the way around the outside. So you can see here we've got that raw edge all the way around after you've been stitching it. You just need to finish that off with a little bit of binding. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So now you've stitched everything together, you just want to hide all of those raw edges, and by doing that we're going to be using some of the binding. So we'll fold the binding in exactly the same way, and we're just going to place the bag within those two little strips of the binding and stitch it all together. So I found the best way to do it was the two sides first of all, and then do the long part at the very end to finish it all off. And that will make sure it all looks nice and neat. Here's one that we did earlier, and you can see that looks really great because you've hidden all of those workings and all of those raw edges. So there you have it, you've made your detachable pouches. So they are two pouches which attach together with those snap fasteners. So you can put them together or you can have them separately. They've both got the zip at the top, you've got a little pocket inside as well, and you've got that full screen, a full panel of vinyl here, so you can see exactly what's inside of them. So you can use them separately or you can use them together. So these are your detachable pouches made with the latest storage templates from Threaders from Crafter's Companion.